2/3, according to Rasmussen poll, 2/3 believe there will be another assassination attempt on the president. Okay? Hear me out here. We had one already. We know about the July 13th. We heard the second one. Then there was another one at Arizona or Phoenix or Glendale, Arizona. Something happened.
Oh, they had a guy going out looking when he was in Arizona, and they didn't tell him.
No, they didn't tell him. So if Rasmussen is not CNN poll, not Fox poll, not CBS poll, Rasmussen is Rasmussen. They got credibility, right? So if they're saying, on national telephone, online service, around 65% of likely U.S. voters say it is likely that there will be more assassination attempts against Trump now on election day, including 32% who believe it is very likely, and 21% just don't think another assassination is likely, and 14% are not sure. Okay, those are pretty high numbers. Now, he called you to ask you what to do. If there is, and say something does happen, what happens in the next 40 days? If there is another attempt, because to him, you think he's going to stop golfing?
No.
You think he's going to go out there and do his thing? You think he's going to stop living his life?
No.
What happens legally? Do they pause the election, change the date on November 5th?
No.
So it's advanced?
Look, you've got to be able to, and this is a sad part. In the 1960s, our leaders were getting assassinated. Think about that. Martin Luther King, the Kennedys, and others. This was unheard of. And the thing that strikes me the most, I talked to him the day after the attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. And he was telling me how he could hear it. He could hear the bullet. And the uniqueness of Trump, and this guy is different than almost any person you've ever met. He has sheer strength. You watched it in his entire life. He would never be where he was if he didn't have that strength. But he tells me at the same time, now, Kevin, I've learned something. Now, you'll learn this too, because you have big, beautiful ears. There's a lot of blood in your ears. You don't realize that. Here he is. He almost has his life, but this is what but when the second one happened, I was talking to him the other day, that really frightens me. And this is where I think we all have a responsibility. We have gotten to the point where we have made politics so personal, where we can't respect somebody else's difference of opinion. And it has been driven. And I'm telling you, media does this, social media does this, individuals do this, the things they are saying. And if somebody tries to say, I think they're mentally ill. Look, we just had to put a person away that was going to go kill my son based upon me being speaker. And he had been in jail before because he tried to kill President Bush, but he was in the car and he was driving and he was texting. He was telling me exactly, my son lives in another city and he'd mapped out his house. He was going to get him when he walked across the street, and he wanted to be in that city, and he wanted me to sit in the courtroom and listen to it because he thought he would get off. There's mentally ill people out there, and this is the part that we have to, I would have hoped after that Butler incident, the world would have changed. America would have woke up. But I think 2 weeks after, it's like we forgot about it. I mean, I personally tell the president, I think I would wear something. I mean, this guy has no fear. Because he think about it for one moment. You don't know how you would react if you were shot.
Nobody knows until it happens to you.
But if you watched what President Trump did, he stood up for everybody else. That's such an iconic picture. I thought that lay in history. But the other thing that was quite interesting, nobody in that audience ran. Think about when you hear a shooting and everybody, nobody in that audience ran. They turned around and was going to defend. That was very unique to the people there too. I mean, and so, look.
But what happens if something happens? What is the law state?
I'd have to go back and look.
And the reason why I'm asking, because we've never gone through this before. What happens?
Not in between.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, there have been times, now don't take me as a legal scholar because I don't know, but there have been times like in a congressional race where somebody has died before the election, but just right before. And sometimes they won the election, then they go and have another one. In this case, the party is who nominates you. I'd have to go back and read the book. I don't know exactly what would transpire because I don't want to think about that.
Yeah. That makes sense. And the rest of us don't want to think about that.
No.
But the thing is, the way he's going about it, I mean, it's not like he's being overly protective.
Look, this is his own golf course. And you don't quite understand, being the leader of the free world, you get held captive, right? You've got to have something that you can get out and think.
I totally get it. I totally understand. Yeah.
Being able to go to his own golf course and be able to walk and think and talk to people.
Sure.
But now he can't. Now can he even do that? That's a scary part.
When you look, there's only 46 other people who have had this job, 45 other people who have had this job out of how many billions of people that have lived on the face of the earth since 1776? 50 billion, let's just say 30 billion that have lived here. So
they can't be president unless they're born here.
Well, what I'm saying is the chances of you being the leader of the free world, that comes with certain benefits that you lose. And one of the benefits is you can't just go out. And so that part is...
It's just like a CEO, just like you. Look, I'm very impressed. I was impressed before I ever got here. I appreciate watching you, but I appreciate talking to you. But looking what you're doing here for business, and my whole background, I didn't start out to be elected. I started through business. I started my first business when I was 20. But for you to be successful, you can't be locked down in this place working all the time, because you won't get, you need some release. You need to be able to think for a little bit instead of always working. You're better at it in that cases, right? You got to clear your head, and everybody needs that.
This is the USA gear, limited edition for the rest of the year. If you love America, sport this USA gear. On the side, it says Future Looks Bright. On the back, it says Valuetainment. On the side, it's got the American flag. We got the shirts. We got the flip-flops. These are the only flip-flops I wear when I'm at the house and walking the dogs. It feels amazing with the gel in it. So if you love America, if you believe the future looks bright, if you love Valuetainment, click on the link above or below. Go wear some of the gear and tag us, because we share the pictures on the podcast all the time. So go to vtmerch.com and place your order.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.